Was 500, 600 pounds at some points of.
Wow, that's crazy. Almost up to 600 pounds. I'm not talking about 400, 500, almost 600 pounds. Damn, this guy has the Jerry Cadorette fucking the tongue out before it was even popular. This is an 83. I think Jerry Cadorette was taking notes from this guy. He's just in this position, just crunching down. Jeez. Let's talk about Cleve Dean, who is one of, if not the largest arm wrestlers to ever be on the arm wrestling table and compete. He was 6'7", and at certain points in his career, he was up to 500 pounds, 500 plus pounds. And he's one of the legends of arm wrestling. He's known in the 70s and 80s were his prime periods. Let's read a little bio on him. So he was a pig farmer. He grew up in Georgia. He died about a little over 10 years ago at the age of 58 only. He was a large dude. Like I said, 6'7" and up to 500 at some points. And John Brzenk actually made a whole video on him, which was fantastic. And he even spoke very highly of his strength as well, not just his size.
Probably the biggest natural human being that I've ever met and had the opportunity to arm wrestle. He was 500, 600 pounds at some points of.
Wow, that's crazy. Almost up to 600 pounds. I'm not talking about 400, 500, almost 600 pounds, as John Brzenk said. Wow.
In his life. And yeah, I mean, it was tough to even find scales from him to weigh in. He was so massively big.
You got to get a whole luggage scale or something to weigh him in. That's crazy.
I first met Cleve was probably in the early 80s. I never really had a chance to pull him when he was still kind of in his best shape or in his prime, because I was just getting into the sport and I was kind of a lightweight.
So it sounds like his prime would have been late 70s then. He said he first met Cleve in the 80s. So, and I know 70s to 80s were when he was in his prime. So I'm assuming late 70s was probably his best shape when it comes to arm wrestling.
But I did have the opportunity to practice with him in 1985, 1986 during the promotion of the Luco toy companies that were doing toys for some of the characters that were a part of Over the Top. And
that's interesting how they had some kind of unique promotions back in the day when it comes to arm wrestling, like just interesting events like Over the Top, where they gave away the whole truck to John when he won that. I think that was in the 70s, if not early 80s. Don't know the exact date, but the crazy thing about Cleve Dean is he was also in strongman. He did 2 World's Strongest Man competitions, and there's actually some footage here I found right here of him doing, I believe, let's see, I mean, he's massive. This is in 79. He's doing some sort of rope pull event in the World's Strongest Man, and his best placing was 6th, which is not too bad. I mean, I don't even think he really, I don't know, it doesn't look like he, I mean, strongman has evolved so much since then. If you think about it, like guys like Brian Shaw, Hafthor, like the talent pool and the training knowledge from the 70s compared to now is just completely different. That's why you see people getting so strong that probably in the 70s people would have thought it wouldn't even be possible to hit some of these numbers, some of these lifts that people are doing. So we know from John Brzenk that Cleve Dean was one of the largest arm wrestlers that he's faced, and he was super impressed by the stature of Cleve Dean. Now let's show some footage of Cleve Dean, because it's just crazy to see him against some people and he's just like completely dwarfing them with his size. This was 1983 World Pro Arm Wrestling Championships. And the commentary is very interesting too. You can kind of see how the sport has evolved since then and how the commentators like talked about the match and just the different nuances in the sport.
60 pounds after his 3rd straight championship.
Damn, this guy has the Jerry Cadorette fucking the tongue out before it was even popular. This is an 83. I think Jerry Cadorette was taking notes from this guy.
Championship. Richard Fox. He's been in this for 10 years. You saw him in his big battle against Henry Zach.
So he just like false started, but they didn't call a foul or anything. The ref just is continuing to hold the hands.
You gotta wonder what he's got left after a battle like that against Zach, against
and then starting it.
Cleve Dean, 460 pounds. If he lays
Oh,
that
Cleve Dean is he's just in this position, just crunching down. Jeez. Jeez. That's a large human. That is a super large human. Let's see his next match here.
USFL football player Cleve Dean, though, after his 3rd straight,
It's got to be strange for Bob
Like
Hopkins.
that's a 500-pound man right there. Talk about Levon is big. Look at this dude.
This is the only man that's ever beaten Bobby. Beat him in the semifinals of the World Championship.
Now, obviously, Levon would crush him, in my opinion, but still larger just in terms of pounds. Yeah, Levon would crush him for sure, but oh man, he's got that press. So in that area, it seems like the pressing and the side pressure was so dominant. Like you look at Lupke's, he just did a lot of side pressure, and it looks like Cleve Dean has a cupped in, kind of a cupped in press here, as you see. He's got the cup, gets his shoulder connected right on top of it. So some interesting stuff there in terms of Cleve Dean pulling. There's some other awesome videos too here. This one is from World of Strength. Great compilation. Here. Oh, I think he broke that dude's arm. Hold up, hold up. All right, here's him crushing some dude. That's Yukon Jack tournament. I can see by the shirt. I think he probably breaks this dude's arm or something. Oh, he broke his arm. Oh, I think he broke his arm there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, I think he broke his arm there. You can see that. I'm not gonna replay that. Yeah, so he's got the cupped in, the hand, just because his hand is so large, just a hand control press. He doesn't look very explosive, but he has that slow crunching strength. He's going, we have already seen this match, but again, shows the same style, just crunching down. Look how excited he was afterwards. Oh, versus Todd Hutchings. I remember seeing this on ARMTV. Todd Hutchings beat Cleve Dean with a top roll. That's crazy. Look at this. Talk about old school Todd Hutchings. Look. He's top rolling Cleve Dean there. I gotta say, I think this is when Cleve was in later part of his career, like maybe 2000s. Like this is a very old version of him, and he doesn't look very technical at all to be getting top rolled by Todd Hutchings. But as John said, I think his prime was in the 70s or so. Like here's Cleve Dean. Okay, this is the 90s. Gary Goodridge versus Cleve Dean. Man, the sport has advanced so much since then. You see how Gary Goodridge just kind of like just a generic side pressure. It doesn't look like there's much back pressure or pronation. It's just a you know, pushing to the side. Like there's so much more technical ability and knowledge nowadays, I believe. Here's another video of Cleve Dean just with that sideways press there. Oh my God, look, he's like double the size of these fucking people. Jeez. Wow, that is some old school footage right there. That is a classic picture. Look at that. Oh, here's the match with Hutchings. It's getting played again. Same match, yeah. He's not... Todd Hutchings explosively top rolls Cleve. It didn't look like there's much resistance there, to be honest. Is that Alan Fisher? That looks like Alan Fisher and Cleve Dean, potentially. It's a very... Oh, Jerry Caderet. Holy shit. This is from 1995. I remember watching Jerry Caderet's video from today where he's talking about Levon, Hermes and stuff, and he talked about how he beat Cleve Dean. Like how basically it's... You know, these massive dudes you think are unbeatable, it's not necessarily the case. Everyone is human and can lose, Levon included. Here's Jerry versus Cleve with that press. That's crazy to press that big ass hand. Man, that's a much... I mean, Jerry is still jacked, but he looks a lot skinnier than he was. He looks maybe 260, 270 there, maybe even less. I don't know. Wow, this is a long match. Like Jerry is always getting in long matches. You see Cleve trying to transition here and get his shoulder behind it and go for the press, but Jerry is more connected with his shoulder, so Cleve can't reach that transition yet. Holy fuck, Jerry has really been doing this style for so long. This is like 30 years ago. Think about that. 1995, that's 28 years from now. 28 years ago, Jesus Christ. It's crazy. This is like a minute-long match. Oh man, Cleve just can't get that transition in there. This is an absolute war here. From 1995, holy shit, recorded with the goddamn shoe. Well, that's just the quality back then. Very thankful we have amazing quality nowadays. What do they call that? Elbow foul? What the hell is it called? Elbow foul. So they have a restart. Is this going to be another minute-long match? Oh, no, this one looks shorter. Let's see, let's see. Oh, yeah, it's a much shorter match. It looks like Cleve is... Didn't look like his elbow's on there. It looks like, I mean, you can barely see from this fucking quality, but... Jerry in tight with that press there. Oh, that looked like an elbow foul by Cleve Dean. Man, they're not that strict with these elbow fouls. You know, this quality is horrific. Oh, Jerry ends up losing that one, but I've heard from Jerry that he's beat Cleve Dean, which is crazy, but that's probably a good place to stop it right there in terms of the footage. You can go on YouTube and search Cleve Dean. There's all sorts of old school footage from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s of this dude. One of the largest dudes to ever get on the arm wrestling table. So what do you guys think of him? So that's it for the video. Little throwback to a legend in arm wrestling. I know there's a lot of people who are new to the sport who might not potentially know guys like this if you haven't done a lot of research or watched a lot of arm wrestling videos, old school videos. So I figured I'd share it to some of the new generation of arm wrestlers that are following and subscribing. By the way, thanks for all the support on my channel. I'm about to hit 4K pretty soon here. The support has been awesome. So I'm going to keep up the consistent videos, and that's it. I'll catch you guys later.